It's always a rare thing to see some real truth on CNN. Happened over the last couple of days whenever they sent a crew to West Virginia in order to ask voters what they thought about Republicans voting against the COVID relief bill. This man's response takes the cake. Let's take a listen.
How do you feel about the fact that no Republican senators voted for this COVID relief bill? They all said no to it.
Yeah, that's some hogwash bullshit there. I mean, they should. Yes, apologize for my language, but they should loosen up a little bit, you know what I mean?
Kevin Johnson, the laid-off miner, says he voted for Donald Trump and usually supports Republicans, but disagrees with how the GOP has handled this. With this aid, he says, he will now be able to
pay up the rent and pay up the bills because we're behind, as well as everybody else. I'm sure I ain't the only one that's got a tough time.
Amazing.
Whenever we say that Republican voters don't agree with the dominant ideology, these are the people that I'm talking about, right?
That's right. Or Joe Manchin's ideology. Yeah. By the way, I have a lot to say about this. You won't be surprised to learn. So that was Mingo County, which is a really historic southern West Virginia county, known for being, epicenter of coal country. It's also Hatfield McCoy country. Okay, right. I've spent some time down there. It's a place that politically, it's still at the local level, very dominated by Democrats, but at the national level, hard red. Trump. This is a place that voted overwhelmingly for Donald Trump. And it's also, like I said, it's really poverty stricken. They struggle with a total lack of economic opportunity in the region. So you can also understand from listening to those voters talking about their feelings about this, that why Jim Justice, who's the billionaire Republican now, governor of the state, has positioned himself to the left of Manchin. It's Manchin who is out of step on these issues by trying to pare back the amount of help that's going to the very people who, in his state, need it the most. So it's really interesting to hear from actual voters. And it also exposes, the media's preconceptions about what it means to be a Republican voter, what it means to be a Trump voter, what it means to be a conservative voter. They oftentimes don't understand that while I'm sure, I don't want to project on this, but very likely just statistically, if you ask those two gentlemen about their views on cultural issues, they'd be quite conservative. But their views on economics are clearly not as conservative and much more heterodox. And there's just a complete inability, oftentimes in the media, to separate these things out and understand that voters can have, a heterodox and diverse view on a set of issues that don't just line up with the right or with the left. The last thing I would say here, Mingo also historic and famous for their role in the labor movement. This is where some of the great, labor battles in American history unfolded in this part of the country. So there is a real populist, pro-union, pro-working class bent among the voters there that goes really, really deep. So it doesn't surprise me whatsoever to hear that take from those voters.
Well, that second man, he voted for Trump, and he was like, I disagree with them. I wish people would listen, because it's all right there.
It's all right there. Tomorrow on Rising, Rachel Bovard, Jennifer Holdsworth-Karp, Colin O'Hara, and Jonathan Easley. They will all join us for Team Rising. Plus, we got friend of the show and founder of the Daily Poster, David Sirota. He's going to be here as well.
That's right. And New York Times columnist, author Ross Douthat gives us insight into his new, updated version of his book. You will not want to miss that. And we will see you all later.
Have a good one, guys.